What's going on, guys? It's Jimmy here. Welcome to our daily show where we discuss the fourth stimulus package update, daily news, pretty much everything going on here in our country and in Washington, D.C., money, investing, the stock market, everything you need to know about on a daily basis. If you're new here and you haven't subscribed yet, make sure to subscribe down below. It's completely free to do so. Also, help us reach our goal of 400,000 subscribers. Yeah, if you find these videos helpful, don't forget to hit the like button for us down below. Also, we just opened that box yesterday and gave away $1,000. If you didn't see that video, definitely check that out in the video before this. I'll link you to that video at the end of this where we kind of did a contest called What's in the Box. We're going to be doing that again here in December. Yeah, which is not that far away. So, yeah, happy early holidays. Happy early Thanksgiving from our family to yours. My son and my wife were in that video, so you definitely want to check that out here with the Wonka's Golden Ticket. Yeah, we actually had a lot of people guess that correctly. Probably I don't know, hundreds or thousands of people. Not hundreds of thousands, but definitely several hundred people guessed that correctly. So congratulations if you guessed it correctly, and congratulations to the winner. But we're definitely going to do it again. It was a fun game to do, and we're going to do it again here in December. So I think I have an item picked out already for the next What's in the Box contest. So stay tuned. So let's jump right in. We got a lot to talk about here today. I think President Biden has an announcement coming out today. I'm not exactly sure what it's going to be about. It could be about several different things. Actually, White House Press Secretary Jen Psaki actually made kind of an announcement about him. Actually, check this out. This is not the announcement he's going to make. He's going to make an announcement later today, I think, possibly about several different things. But here's what White House Press Secretary Jen Psaki had to say. Okay, first up, White House Press Secretary Jen Psaki says that President Biden does intend to run for re-election in 2024 in 3 more years. So this comes as of speculation that there's been a lot of kind of recent news about this, that President Biden may not run in 3 more years. If you've been hearing about that recently because of his age. And yeah, this has kind of been a big story here recently. That's because President Biden is 79 years old. And in 3 more years, he will be 83 when he goes for re-election. And a lot of people have been wondering, or this has just kind of been a new story here over the last kind of couple days here. Is he going to run again? And White House Press Secretary Jen Psaki has confirmed he is going to run again for presidency in 3 more years when he's 83 years old. So yeah, he will run again, and if he wins again, he would be 83, and he would go from 83 years old to 4 more years would be 87 years old. So that would be, yeah, definitely the oldest president ever. You can see former President Donald Trump here is 75. In 3 more years, he would be 78. And if he were to win, he would go from 78 years old to 82 years old. I think I'm doing all the math there correctly in both these guys. Yeah, so they would both be definitely up there in age. You can see Nancy Pelosi is currently 81 years old. She only serves 2-year terms in the House, and she is potentially already speculated that this may be her last term in the House. And Mitch McConnell is 79 years old, leader of the Republicans in the Senate, but he was just reelected by a landslide for a 6-year term in the Senate. So he's going to be there till he's 85 years old. My wife just said in the background, "Oh my God." Yeah, so he's going to be there till he's 85 years old. Yeah, if he makes it. So and I don't, if he runs again at 85 years old, he'll be there till he's 91. Because remember, they serve 6-year terms in the Senate. So God bless them. They're all. I hope I make it that long. I'm only 40, so I hope I make it that long as long as all these guys are living. God bless them.
Don't you feel like when you're in your golden years, you wouldn't want to deal with the stress and drama and pettiness of Congress?
Especially like Mitch McConnell and Nancy Pelosi they're both worth like
They're
over
wealthy.
over 50. Nancy Pelosi is speculated to be worth over 100 million. I think Mitch McConnell's like worth 40 or 50 million. I'd be retired.
No, go
I'd
sit on
be
a beach. Go
I'd
to
be
some museum.
I mean, I wouldn't be like dealing with Congress. And would you?
No.
If you were worth 50 or 100 million, would you be in Congress? I don't know. Maybe they feel like it's their legacy, and
But there comes a point where you have to enjoy
they're
your life.
trying to do what's best for the country. I don't know. You can let me know your thoughts in the comments, especially if you're president. If you're president, definitely. But I mean, I can get to see if you're Speaker of the House or Senate Majority Leader. I mean, that's definitely like that's your legacy. I mean, that's kind of what you're known for. I mean, I get it. I mean, they're definitely not doing it for the salary, because that 174,000 or whatever they make in the Senate. I mean, the majority leaders and stuff make a little bit more, but that's a drop in the bucket compared to what they make, believe it or not. So let me know your thoughts in the comments. But can you imagine if Mitch McConnell runs again at 85 for a 6-year more term? He'll be there till he's 91. Oh my gosh. But yeah, Press Secretary Jen Psaki has confirmed that Joe Biden is going to run. President Joe Biden is going to run again in 2024. Technically, former President Donald Trump has not confirmed 100%. Former President Donald Trump has not confirmed 100% that he is going to run yet again. So he's hinted at it and stuff like that, but he hasn't yet confirmed. We have a lot of other things here. So President Joe Biden has nominated um, Jerome Powell here for a second term as Federal Reserve Chairman. Okay, that kind of sent the stock market seesawing yesterday as well. That's just a nomination here at this point. We also have that the Biden administration says no decision yet on whether they're going to tap the U.S. oil reserves to lower the cost of gas prices. Um, that is something they could do to try to lower the cost of gas. Experts are kind of have mixed opinions on whether that will lower the cost on gas or not. A lot of other people says they should try to, or they should reverse their decision on reopening that gas pipeline that they closed when President Biden first came in. Um, of course, presidents typically don't like to go against their decisions and reverse decisions that they made. But that is something that the Biden administration could do, both of those decisions there. Reopen that gas pipeline, tap the U.S. oil reserves to kind of bring relief to the U.S. people. So that is something that we could see. Well, at least the U.S. oil reserves. I don't think he would reopen the gas pipeline. I just don't see any presidents really going against their own decisions. It's just typically not something that presidents do. Um, but I mean, you can let me know your thoughts in the comments. Meanwhile, on the stimulus package, now that it goes to the Senate, they're already debating things that could be removed in the Senate. Now, remember, when things get removed from the Senate, or if things get removed from the Senate, we should say, there's things that are already being possibly decided to be removed. That doesn't necessarily mean that they will be removed. But if things get removed, that lowers the price tag of the bill. If they get removed and things lower the price tag, let's just say 50, $100 billion for each thing, right? And if the price tag gets lowered by 2, 3, 400, $500 billion, that leaves an extra 2, 3, 4, $500 billion for potential things, new things to possibly get added as well. So keep that in. And that's going to be where the negotiations and the give and takes gets added as well. So as the parliamentarian, and people like Joe Manchin and Kirsten Sinema say, I don't like this, I don't want to vote for that. And the parliamentarian says, this can't be added, which I'll show you here in a moment. this doesn't abide by the reconciliation rules potentially, which they can overrule her, remember. Um, so if things get removed, or how many things get removed, that leaves other things potentially, maybe stimulus checks for adults, other stimulus programs, who knows what else could be added in at the last moment as well. So anything can really be added in at the last moment. Remember that we've seen that from both previous stimulus packages as well. Amendments, even the voterama things can be added in at the very last moment. Here are the things that are already under fire, under consideration to potentially be removed. Okay, as you can see here, 5 things in Biden's $2 trillion spending plan that could get removed by the Senate, ranging from tax cuts to paid leave. So already, they're already considering possibly removing things from the Senate here. So yeah, House Democrats passed the $2 trillion spending bill on Friday morning, advancing it to the Senate, but it sets up a 50-50 showdown in the 50-50 Senate, where centrist Democrats Joe Manchin of West Virginia and Kirsten Sinema of Arizona are influential swing votes who haven't yet given a thumbs up to the House bill. Senate Democrats want to pass it before Christmas. Here are 5 provisions that could fall out of the bill before then. 4 weeks of paid parental leave and medical leave is the first thing up for consideration that could be removed. A key part of the House bill would set up 4 weeks of paid family and medical leave for new parents to take care of a newborn child, along with sick leave starting in 2024. I also read that it could start in 2023. The U.S. is currently an outlier as the only wealthy nation without any national paid leave for its program. Isn't that sad? We are the only wealthy nation without any national paid leave program for its citizens. And yet Joe Manchin doesn't want to vote for it? Like, come on. Like, is this real life? In today's episode of You Can't Make This Stuff Up, we are the only country that doesn't have a program like this, and yet Joe Manchin doesn't want to vote for it. Along with all the Republicans, might I add. Um, but alas. But the program faces strong resistance from Senator Joe Manchin. He's argued that it could grow the national debt, and a deal could be struck with Republicans on an alternative version instead. But you and I both know that ifs and buts and candy and nuts uh, could never materialize. So a bird in the hand is always, you always take something that is there. Something that could happen down the road may never happen. Just keep that in mind. The West Virginia Democrat told Insider last month that he backs a payroll tax on workers and employers instead of making it federally funded. Yeah, let me know your thoughts on that. Do you agree with that? Disagree with that? I think both have their merits. Um, I definitely think that we need something like this, but again, we're the only first world country to not have this. One way or another, I think it's something that's needed, especially for women that give birth and for people that get critically ill, by all means. But it's something that we drastically need as a country. Lifting state and local tax deductions to 80,000. A group of House Democrats want to raise the total amount of state and local taxes that people can shave off their federal taxes to 80,000 from 10,000. The program will run from to 2030 and expire soon afterwards. Some Senate Democrats, including Michael Bennet of Colorado, John Tester of Montana, and Bernie Sanders, are balking since it largely benefits wealthier Americans in higher tax states like New York and California, handing them a hefty tax break instead of a tax hike. Sanders is negotiating an alternate plan with an eye towards establishing income thresholds. Manchin hasn't publicly commented on the SALT deduction, but a past vote may offer a clue to his approach. He was a lone Democrat who backed a GOP proposal to establish the cap in 2017. He also cast a follow up vote on a rival Democratic amendment to preserve it and avoid hiking taxes on the middle class families, suggesting he could fall somewhere in the middle between both approaches. I personally can agree with both sides here. I think it's kind of awkward just kind of knowing tax code and being a small business owner in several different businesses throughout my lifetime. If you've been watching the show for a while, you know I owned a small limo and bus company that I grew from one limo that I started with a loan from the bank, and I grew it to a whole fleet of limos. I had 15 limos and buses. I had over 100 employees at one point. I sold that company back in 2012, and me and my wife ran it. We had drivers, mechanics, secretaries, all sorts of over 100 employees, um, all sorts of people that worked for us. Okay, so I get it as a small business owner. I get it as I get the whole thing, and just I know a pretty decent amount of tax code and all sorts of stuff. Plus, my father-in-law, my wife's father's an accountant, so I know a pretty decent amount of tax stuff here. Just knowing the state and local taxes, when you pay taxes on state and local taxes, you should be able to deduct it. So if you pay more than $10,000 in state and local taxes, normally you would deduct that. Okay. But in the 2017 tax cuts, they changed it to where if you pay more than $10,000 in state and local taxes, you can only deduct it as a cap of $10,000. That's kind of weird because now, even though you paid more than $10,000 in state and local taxes, SALT taxes is state and local taxes, um, you can only deduct $10,000 of it. So if you paid $15,000 in state and local taxes and property taxes are included in there, you can only deduct 10,000 even though you paid more than that. And a lot of middle income families from high tax states like New York, California, and New Jersey, and a couple other states there, a lot of middle income families actually get hit on that, even though they have to pay their taxes and their property taxes. It's not very fair, to be honest, that you paid those taxes but don't get to deduct them. But I can understand what Bernie Sanders is trying to say, to put an income cap on there so that maybe the wealthy won't get to do it. But that's why they're trying to put that cap on that it's 80,000 anyway. So it's not like Jeff Bezos and Elon Musk would get to deduct $10 million in state and local taxes. It's only going to be capped at 80,000. But that's kind of the story there. Another thing that could get removed is the cap on insulin prices. But this is not quite what you think. This just could be because of the Senate parliamentarian, because it might not abide by the reconciliation rules, because it might not affect the federal budget, unfortunately. Yeah. Another provision at risk of falling out of the Democratic plan is a $35 monthly cap on insulin costs, and also possibly other prescription drug pricing, designed to help cut rising costs of healthcare and fulfill a Democratic campaign promise. Yeah. Quote, we are halting Big Pharma's outrageous price hikes, and in addition to that, we are dramatically lowering healthcare costs, House Speaker Nancy Pelosi said in a floor speech on Friday. But Senate Majority Leader Chuck Schumer suggested Sunday that the Senate parliamentarian could advise Democrats to drop it from the bill if it doesn't comply with strict budgetary rules. Strict budgetary rules. So, what they mean there is the reconciliation rules, the Byrd rules, BYRD, named after a previous senator, Senator Byrd, way back in the day, of which the reconciliation process is kind of named after him. And the main rule there is that it must affect the budget of the government. Okay. And this is where kind of you can make the argument, but the argument doesn't always appease the Senate parliamentarian. So if we go back to the third stimulus check package, they tried to put $15 an hour minimum wage in there. And they made the argument that raising the minimum wage to $15 an hour on a national level would affect the budget for the government. And they had all this math and showed everything. And the parliamentarian said, no, it doesn't really abide the rules. Okay. So what they're going to do here is they're going to show her how her name is Elizabeth McDonough. And they're going to show her how doing this would affect the budget because the government buys probably millions of vials of insulin through the Medicare programs and Medicaid programs for the government. But we'll have to see what she rules. Now, remember though, that they can overrule her. They can overrule her. This might actually be one of the times if she does rule that it doesn't abide by the reconciliation rules. This might be one of the few times they overrule her because I could maybe see them overruling her in this case. I maybe even could see Joe Manchin doing this, okay? Because I think everybody wants to lower prescription drug prices as long as they're not too deep into the pockets of the big pharmaceutical companies. And that's kind of where we're going to get a little bit sticky here. So it'll be interesting to see what and if else the Senate parliamentarian might throw out here through this whole big process, this negotiation process. Well, it's not really a negotiation process. Well, I guess it is. Not really with the parliamentarian, but after she rules out some stuff, then it's a negotiation process to see if they can get all 50 votes to overrule her, per se. Because they can just overrule her recommendation, per se, and then just vote something in. Next thing that could be voted out by the parliamentarian is the Medicare expansion. Bernie Sanders is the leading Democrat spearheading a push for expansion of Medicare so it would provide dental, vision, and hearing benefits. And Senate Majority Leader Chuck Schumer backs it as well. Right now, it provides just the hearing and hearing aid benefits. But remember, if they remove things, or if Senator Bernie Sanders pushes to have more things added in there um, for the people, Senator Bernie Sanders is looking to still get more things added in, like dental and vision coverage for seniors. Okay. Quote, the American people overwhelmingly demand that we expand Medicare to cover dental, eyeglasses, and hearing aids. Senator Bernie Sanders said in a statement just this Friday. But it faces a roadblock from Senator Joe Manchin, who argues that enlarging Medicare could further burden its finances and render it insolvent within years. If we're not being fiscally responsible, that's a concern, he told reporters last month. And finally, in immigration, there is a measure within the House bill to provide up to 6.5 million unauthorized immigrants with provisional work permits. Yet the parliamentarian may strike it down and say it doesn't abide with the rules governing reconciliation. And this is a very likely thing that is likely to happen. The party line process that Democrats are employing for this legislation, the reconciliation process, the official has already shot down two Senate Democratic measures aimed at establishing the path to citizenship. So I will keep you up to date with this whole process of everything as they're going through changes in the Senate with the stimulus package and things that they might add in as well. So make sure to subscribe down below. New videos come out here every day at 10 a.m., 3 p.m., and 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Make sure to share this video with your friends and family. Invite them to the channel so that they can find out what's going on with the country and the next stimulus package as well. Also, we're going to be doing another What's in the Box contest in December. And you can click here to watch that video from yesterday where we opened the box, announced the winners, and my wife and my son are in that video from yesterday as well. So definitely click here to watch that video if you didn't watch that yesterday. So thanks, guys, and I will see you in the next video.